Plant pathogens are present everywhere. They are present in the soil, they are present in the air, and they are also present in the water. So in order to study them, we first have to isolate them. Isolation of plant pathogen from the soil is a challenging job because there are so many microorganisms are present along the plant pathogen, such as the organic matter decomposers and the many beneficial microorganisms such as the nitrogen fixing bacteria. But a majority of plant pathogens which are present in the soil cause the most economically threatening diseases. Such are the pathogen include the root rot pathogen, damping off pathogen, the pathogen which are causing the wilts. They are all present in the soil. So the first obvious challenge or goal of a plant pathologist to isolate a plant pathogen which is present from the soil. And the method which is commonly used for the isolation of the plant pathogen from the soil is known as serial dilution method.
Yes, sir.
In case of serial dilution method, we use different concentration and we first of all put 9 ml of water in the test tubes. And in the test tube number 1, we add 1 gram of soil in it. So while the rest of the tubes just contain the water. So all these test tubes are present in a series. First is the test tube number 1, then 2, then 3, and then 4, and then 5, and then 6 and 7. So most common in case of fungi, we use the test tube material from the test tube 3 to 5, while in case of bacteria, if we are going to isolate it, then we use the concentration or this dilution present from 5 to 7. So in order to mix it, we put the test tube on a vertex mixture. The vertex mixture is used to mix the soil in the water. So now it is going to be mixed.
Start.
So once it is mixed, we just take 1 ml of the dilution from the test tube number 1 with the help of micropipette. So this dilution is known as 10 raised to power minus 1. And now we are going to add it in a test tube number 2. So now we add it into the test tube number 2. Remember that this is taken from test tube number 1, and now the dilution is 10 raised to power minus 2. Again vertex it. So from the test tube number 2, we again take 1 ml of the dilution with the help of micropipette and add it into a test tube number 3. Again the same procedure is repeated. It is mixed with the help of vertex mixer. So from the test tube number 3, we again take the 1 ml and add it into another test tube number 4. So this is in continuity. That is why this method is known as serial dilution method. And again mix it. So we again going to pick another ml of 1 ml and put it into test tube number 5 and again mix it. So dilution present in test tube number 1 is 10 raised to has a power 10 raised to power minus 1, then 10 raised to power minus 2, 10 raised to power minus 3, and 10 raised to power minus 4, and the dilution which is present into the test tube number 5 is 10 raised to power minus 5. So this method is known as serial dilution method. like any TV serial, one episode is connected with another episode. Here one test tube dilution is connected with the other test tube dilution. All these dilutions are coming from the test tube number 1. So if we want to isolate the pathogen from the soil, then it's up to us that what dilution we are going to use it. As I told you earlier, for the isolation of fungi from the soil, we usually use the dilution power 10 raised to power minus 3 to 10 raised to power 5. And in case of bacteria, we use the dilution 10 raised to power minus 5 to 10 raised to power minus 7, while the number of the bacteria is much more than the fungi. So for example, we want how many fungus or the bacteria is present in dilution 4. We just take 1 ml of, or even 100 microliter if it is there are lot of microorganisms present in it, and then we are going to drop it onto the media plate. So remember that we have taken the dilution 10 raised to power minus 4 because we've taken it from the test tube number 4. Now it is always advisable to perform this experiment in the laminar flow to avoid the contamination, but we are just for the demonstration performing it on the bench top. This is the media plate which contains the media, and the media we all know used to support the growth of microorganisms. So what we will do, we just drop this dilution in the middle of the media plate. But if we don't mix it, what will happen? All the microorganisms grow over there. So we try to mix it all over the media plate with the help of this spreader. So once it is mixed over there, we just put back the lid and put it at the incubator in order to see how many microbial colony appear on it. So this is the media plate we previously used, on which we put the bacteria, and if you look at that, different colonies are appearing on the media plate. Their number is quite large one. So we have to count them, and once we count them, we put them in a formula in order to know how many colony forming units are present. The colony forming units tell us how many living bacteria are present in the soil, and through formula we actually calculate it. So we calculate how many living bacteria present by the forming formula which are displaying on the board. So colony forming units mean that how many colonies you observe on the media plate. It is known fact that only the living bacteria or the living microorganism make the colony. So colony forming unit, or it is commonly known as CFU, are counted by dividing number of colonies with the volume of the sample multiplied by the dilution factor. Dilution factor is the inverse of the dilution. Remember, we use the dilution which is 10 raised to power minus 4. So the inverse of 10 raised to power minus 4 is 10 raised to power just 4. For example, we observe 30 bacterial colonies. So we are going to multiply it with the dilution factor, and it means 10 raised to power 4. So 30 multiplied by 10,000, or it is equal to 3 multiplied by 10 raised to power 5. It means that 1 ml of the soil, or 1 gram of the soil which you used contain the 3 multiplied by 10 raised to 5 number of bacterial cells, and this is how the microorganisms or the pathogens not only isolated from the soil, but also their number is